Alright, we're back. Continuing. Saya? Why are you so good to me? Oh jeez, the paint kinda makes it look worse in my eyes. Is this truly what you want? What am I? That you can give yourself to me, body and soul? Is this merely sympathy? Do you pity me? The exile from society? Is that enough for you to surrender yourself to me to such mad desire? Are you so wanton? What? Saya is here, she is with me now. Only in this moment is her existence certain. Only when I am joined with her can I believe. No matter what cruel fate might await me, Saya, there is nothing I fear more than losing you. Ooh. I realized that my cheeks were wet with tears. That's kind of true. Yeah. I get that. I wrap my arms tighter around her, praying that our bodies will melt together and never again be apart.
どうすれば君を失わずにいられる。僕は何をすればいい。どうやって君に報いればいい。
Oh jeez. Saya whispers into my chest. Okay. She says softly, gazing up into my eyes. Hey, you know that's true. I don't know, I'm still a little uncomfortable by this whole situation. I think that's the point, but there's too much I don't know to really conclude anything. The sorrow in her voice resonates with my own. There is a deep loneliness in her eyes, a loneliness from which now springs boundless affection. Now I know. No matter what horrors this world unleashes upon me, all I ever need is Saya. I mean, it's not healthy, dude. I was determined to talk to him today. Nothing will happen. Oh, I forgot about yo. Oh no. Oh no. Right after that, I forgot that she has a crush on him. Technically, nothing will happen as long as she hesitates. It will only prolong her suffering. The time has come to show courage once again. It was fourth period on Thursdays is biology. This is her one chance to see Fuminori. As a required course with many students, the lecture is held in a large hall that can seat well over 200. Yeah, I've been in those. But since the room is usually only half full, it's rarely difficult for Yo to find the seat she wants. Okay. Oh, I see. Yo prefers to sit near the center, where it's easiest to hear the professor. Most of the students congregate in this area for the same reason. Yeah. Fuminori usually sits beside her, although given the ambiguous state of the relationship, she knows better than to take this for granted. Still, she tries to save a seat whenever possible. The classroom isn't crowded today, so Yo is able to set her bag on the seat next to her without inconveniencing anyone. When the professor arrives at the usual time to start class, there is still no sign of Fuminori. After waiting for about 10 minutes, Yo scans the room furtively. Fuminori is there, sitting alone in the far back corner. Yeah, I wonder why. Did he miss Yo when he came in? No, he couldn't have, and besides, No serious student would willingly sit so far away from the front. Feeling miserable, Yo slides her bag back over to herself. Damn. Dude, when there's whenever I was in school and there was like not many seats. I mean not that. Whenever there was plenty of seats, I would just have a seat for my backpack because I mean, who cares? I mean, would people? I don't think that. No, usually, actually, no. This is more of the case when the class is like half full. People never sat next to each other, especially when they don't know them. They always like staggered the seats, like men would do with urinals. I don't know why. I would do that too, mostly because like in the summer it was hot too. I guess it wasn't always summer at school though. I did take summer classes certain times. This is college, by the way. Relatable to this, I guess. But yeah, those 200 seat lecture halls, I remember them. I hate them. Fuminori is out the door the moment class ends. Yo barely manages to catch up to him before he disappears down the hallway. Fuminori jerks at the sound of his name. You would think she just screamed at him. Oh shit. He turns to her and asks reluctantly. Now that they were face to face, Yo is painfully aware of how much weight Fuminori has lost. His sunken eyes and protruding cheekbones are far cry from the features familiar to her. She wonders whether he's under a lot of stress, or perhaps not getting enough nutrition. Maybe it's both. So, after going like through all the Saya stuff, I don't even like know she's his comfort. It's not enough. He's like slowly dying. Like, he definitely looks more tense than he should, afraid even, though of what she can't imagine. His eyes moved restlessly from point to point, and he refuses to look Yo in the eye. It hurts to see Fuminori this way. What could have changed him so? Today, she reminds herself, rekindling the flame of courage in her heart. Nope. Oh, is he gonna say yes? The courtyard is empty and silent. Oh, the classic confession scene. No one is willing to sit and chat in the cold November air. Oh, he's actually gonna listen? Oh shit, man. Don't you remember? Yo almost blurts the question, but manages to keep her composure.
Sakisaka-san, 最近ちょっと様子が変です。
そうかもね。まあ、あんな目にあった後だから。
He smiles like it's nothing, but even that seems forced. He's even standing precisely one pace further away from her than he used to. Oh, wow. She got the measuring tape? I guess pace, I mean, doesn't mean.
君にはそれだけじゃないように見えるのかい?
Yo manages to keep from flinching at the harshness of his tone. Man. Oh, yep. Rather than answer, Fuminori grinds his toes into the dead grass at his feet. Fearing that her determination might flag, Yo lets the words come as they may.
どうしようもないものを無理して壊れそうになるほど頑張って我慢してるみたいに今のSakisakaさんはそう見えます。
Man. Fuminori mutters through clenched teeth, no longer trying to deny it or change the topic. This is an even clearer sign of rejection than his prior evasiveness. But Yo's determination is strong. Today, at least, she won't back down. She implores, trying to convey the sincerity of her feelings for him. Okay. So this is how he hears it.
友くんやオミちゃんやそれに
Uh,
私がいます。
Yo can no longer stop the words pouring from her lips. She fears that if she does not leash her feelings now, they will be lost forever.
一人で背負い込んだりしなくても私たちで何とかできることだってあると思うんです。たとえ何もできないにしても話してさえくれればあなたが少しでも楽になるかもしれない。私咲坂さんの力になりたいんです。他のみんなも同じ気持ちだと。
Oh jeez.
やめてくれ。
Fuminori shouts, silencing Yo's entreaty. She promised herself that she wouldn't back down, but Fuminori's expression is terrible enough to shatter her resolve. Look in his eyes is not anger or any other warm-blooded emotion. It is hate, murderously cold hate.
そういえば君には一つ
Oh fuck!
いけない要件があったね。
So he does remember. He remembers. He remembers and he still has treated her so coldly. That is all the answer she needs. If his words stab any deeper, she might very well
僕は
die.
君のことをとりわけ特別に意識したことなんてなかった。君に好意を持たれてもどう接すればいいのか迷ってた。僕が君のことどう思ってるのか正直な気持ちが自分でもわからなかったから。
咲坂さん、
でもね、今ではもうはっきりと答えが出る。あれから考える時間だけはたっぷりとあったからね。
Man.
筑波さん、
What the
僕はあんたのことが大嫌いだ。顔も見たくない。
I know you're at your breaking point, man, but could it? Don't cry, Yo tells herself, but too late to stop the tears from pouring from her
もう
eyes.
二度と会いたくないっていうのは無理だね。同じ学校に通ってるんだ。
Dude, I know you see things differently and you're aware of it, but come
だ
on.
からせめて今後は僕に声をかけないでくれないか。
I mean,
目障り
oh jeez.
つくづく。
Yo whispers in shock and despair. Oh, why does he have a smile? No. Which Fuminori twists his lips into a malevolent smile.
君さ、少しは頭を冷やした方が良かったんだよ。どうせ大宮浩二にけしかけられてその気になってただけなんだろ。
What the hell is going on?
自分一人でのぼせてる分には勝手だけどさ、他人を巻き込むなって言うんだ。
That's all Yo can take. Even after shedding tears in front of him, she absolutely refuses to let him hear her cry. Any disgrace would be preferable to breaking down here. So she runs, fleeing breathlessly from the courtyard with Fuminori's cold smile at her back. Blood has had enough. Omi was the first to catch sight of Yo and Fuminori leaving for the courtyard. Reluctant to interrupt them, but still unwilling to leave them alone, she and Koji ended up watching the whole thing from the shadows.
あいつ
Throughout the exchange, Omi was clearly itching to jump out and punch Fuminori in the face. Knowing her temper, Koji kept firm hold of her arm until the end. If he hadn't, she might very well have done it. Fuminori leaves after Yo, his every step seeming to take an act of willpower. Koji sighs heavily into the once more empty courtyard, but the bitter taste in his mouth will not go away.
どうしちまったんだかな、あいつは。
Even Koji cannot forgive Fuminori's treatment of Yo. However, the first thing that he feels is confusion, not anger. Oh, okay. That should be normal. That's the first, well, from his perspective. Like, I understand people that get mad immediately, but whenever I see someone acting out of character that's rude, I don't think, man, they are mean now. I think, what happened, bro? I hope that everyone else thinks the same way. But I understand that may not be true. Koji has known Fuminori since long before college. That helps. That does help. Fuminori was never this cruel before. There is no question now that the accident changed him.
ねえコウジ、このまま放っておくつもり？
I mean, what are you supposed to do?
放っておきたくないにしたって俺たちに何ができる？
覗き見よりマシなことよ。
Omni shouts, her face red with
私、
fury.
咲坂君に一言言ってやらなきゃ気が済まないわ。
Okay.
それで筑波の気が晴れるってもんでもないだろうに。
だったら私のキーだけでも晴らすわよ。
Ooh. We have an interesting character on our hands. Yo and Omi are best friends, just like Koji and Fuminori, in fact. It was the relationship between Koji and Omi that brought the other two together. Omi's anger is only natural.
私、咲坂君と二人だけで話してみたいわ。コウジはついてこなくてもいいから。
本気かよ。
その代わり、ヨウのことを見ていてあげて。あの子、多分心底傷ついてるから。泣き終わった後で、誰かの優しさが必要になると思う。
なあ、それって俺とお前の役回りが逆じゃないのか？
Very reasonable.
私みたいな性格だとね、慰め役は無理。
Hey, at least you're aware of that.
余計に傷を
Hey,
広
yeah, I
げちゃ
get
うの
that.
がオチなのよ。
なるほど。
You're just like, yeah.
あ、ヨウの味方。
じゃあ、そっちはほどほどにしとけよ
I
な。
skipped it. I thought it was just that because it says hey. Doesn't matter. Whatever. It just means hey. Ending the conversation before Omi's mood gets any worse, Koji heads off to find Yo. I wonder whose side we're seeing first. Oh, I wonder. I feel awful, miserable, but also refreshed. I finally crossed the line. I knew it would come crashing down like this sooner or later. Having become unable to feel anything but disgust for other people, there was no way I could hope to maintain the relationships I'd had before the accident. Today's incident will definitely get back to Koji and Omi, and everyone will be convinced I've had a major change of character. Honestly, I don't care anymore. At least I probably won't be committed for this. I just need to avoid acting any stranger than I already have. If this puts a rift between me and the others, good. The thought of all the stress I'll avoid brings a smile to my lips. I'm fed up with them sticking their noses into my life. It's like they don't care that they may make my gut turn just by being near me. I've been terrified of them until now, but today I struck fear into one of them. In that sense, it's something of a relief. But I'm not entirely without remorse for what happened. Okay. I'm getting it. The person I just demolished with the verbal equivalent of a nuclear bomb used to be my friend Yo. Even if my senses don't believe it, my mind accepts the theory. I don't have any particular grudge against Yo herself, and I didn't want to hurt her. In retrospect, perhaps I should have just ignored her outright. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Yo was an attractive girl. I certainly didn't think badly of her. To be honest though, I was annoyed when Koji and Omi tried to stick us together. It felt like they were using us as entertainment, and Yo seemed totally oblivious to the fact that she was dancing their tune. Her cluelessness was irritating. Still, I knew that none of them meant any harm. Back then, I didn't have any reason to hurt others just to get my way. If having a casual relationship with Yo would keep our circle of friends together, I was willing to make that compromise. Now, however, there is no room in my heart for such forbearance. This is true. Merely talking to someone is an ordeal, then how can I be expected to show them kindness? These ruminations have left me exhausted. I want to return to Saya as soon as possible, but thinking about the packed trains and crowded downtown streets between here and home saps my spirit. Catching sight of a nearby bench, I sit down and close my eyes to the horrors of the world. Can't do anything about the stink or the noise, but at least I can calm my nerves enough to rest. Oh boy. When I regained consciousness in the T University Hospital ward, the world was as... Oh, is this what happened before? The world was as dark as it is now. I had not yet recovered my sight, even though my eyes and optical nerves were undamaged. It must have been an after effect of the accident. Blindness was a shock, but now I know that my suffering then was nothing. After all, my senses of hearing, touch, taste, and smell were all fine at the time. Real horror began when my sight returned. Oh. The one small mercy was that I was able to come to terms with the accident in my neurosurgery while still blind. I panicked when I first saw the nightmarish hospital and the blood-curdling shapes of the doctors and nurses, but I soon guessed the cause. It chills me to think of what might have happened if I had recovered my sight along with my consciousness, suddenly awakening in what can only be described as hell. I would no doubt have lost my mind instantly. Yeah. Soon my disorder spread to the sense of touch, taste, and smell. As it turns out, sight exerts tremendous influence over the other four. That makes sense. If something looks gross, it probably will taste gross to you. So I get that. So his sight was the only thing really affected, but it kind of manipulated his other senses. What about hearing? Taste of my food, the feel of my bed sheets, the fragrance of my wildflowers, all became as unbearably foul as my eyes said they should be. Eventually, when the doctor's voices became unrecognizable as human, I decided to kill myself. I didn't believe for a second that I could live in this new world. Okay. I'm glad that he brought that up because I wondered. At least not until I met Saya. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. One night, while thinking of a painless way to die, I found myself succumbing to sleep, drifting between the nightmares in my dreams and the nightmares of reality. I didn't notice her enter my what? Huh? Next thing I knew, there was a face staring down at me from next to my bed. Man. He must really be down bad because he's a little freaky. Or he's into that. Either way. Man. Face was not covered in pus or slime or earthworm-like feelers. It had smooth white cheeks, round eyes, a lovely little nose, all things I had never expected to see again. The face was that of a girl, undeniably human and positively glowing with beauty. I sighed in admiration, savoring the first peace and joy since regaining my sight. She had not expected such a reaction, apparently. Oh, she asked, looking at the clock. I saw that it was exactly 3 in the morning. No time for a young girl to be alone in the hospital. Oh, it's in the hospital! That's still weird. It's still weird, but not as weird. Perhaps she expected me to mistake her for a ghost. That's kind of what I did. But I would not have cared if she had been a ghost. Either way, she was a godsend. Okay? You know? Understandable. Who are you? What are you doing here? Oh. I assumed that she was the daughter of a late shift doctor or another patient. It was unusual, but not unthinkable for such a girl to be wandering around the hospital. Okay. I cried, desperate to keep her from leaving. It was only after she turned around that I realized I hadn't thought of what to say next. Her beautiful eyes drew me in, healing my soul to its core. Through the white haze clouding my mind, I struggled to form a coherent sentence. No longer concerned with propriety, I let the words come as they willed. Hey, you know, kinda based. I expected way worse, but you know, kinda based. Saya looked confused at first, but then she smiled like she found a new toy. What? Her smile was brighter than my memories of the sun. She said, holding out her slender white hand. Huh? Ever so carefully, as though catching snowflakes, I placed my palm against hers. I could feel her human warmth and softness of her delicate fingers. She was there, just beyond the palm of my hand. Thinking back on the joyful tears that I shed then, knowing that this is the moment I was saved from my fate.
この半月の間に初めて人に触れた。人だと感じられる体に。
Yeah?
他の人じゃダメなんだ。僕事故に遭ってその後遺症らしいんだけど、人が人の姿に見えないんだよ。
本当に不思議な人。
Yeah?
あなたって面白い。明日の夜も
Oh.
また来ていい？
She said, winding her fingers gently around mine. What?
あ、それもいいのかい？君はそんなことをして。
大丈夫よ。夜は私のものだから。
Huh? She replied. And so our rendezvous began. Saya came to my room every night at 3 a.m., skillfully taking advantage of the duty nurse's shift change. I was astonished to learn that she was living inside the hospital. Huh.
これだけ広いと隠れる場所には事欠かないから。
She said, answering my surprise with a nonchalant smile. She had been living in the suburbs with her father, she told me, until one day he'd suddenly stopped coming home. After she had tired of waiting, Saya had decided one night to sneak into the hospital where he'd worked, and there she'd live over 2 months, searching for his whereabouts all the while.
学校には行かなくていいのかい？
Wait, how old is
いい
she?
の。勉強は全部
What?
パパに教えてもらったから。さやはとっても頭がいいんだよ。
She was a strange girl. On the one hand, she looked and acted like a child. On the other, she was remarkably self-reliant and at times exhibited a sharp intelligence and deep knowledge that many may have found unsettling. I mean, her dad's genius, right? From what I can tell. Probably hereditary in some ways. I didn't care. Saya was the only other human in the world gone mad. Her existence meant far more to me than the standards of society. Based? What?
危なくないのか？
Aren't you
見
worried
つか
you...
りそうにな
Oh,
ったことは。
he's speaking.
全然平気。ここにいれば食べるものにも不自由しないし、パパのうちに一人ぼっちでいるよりもずっと楽しいよ。
Alright, I get that. Kind of. This is all like... What's great about this is all like in a mild discomfort to where they can kind of logic it through, and I'm like, yeah, I understand. I'm like, but man, but, you know... I get it, but, you know... But, it's kind of weird, man.
入院してる患者さんたちのうち、ちょっと精神的に参ってそうな人。
Oh my god, this is just like me. This is how I find girlfriends. She knows the play. Saya continued, grinning mischievously. She understands.
時々部屋に真夜中に忍び込んで脅かしたりする。
Oh, that's fucked up.
その人が大騒ぎしても、そういう患者さんの言うことはみんな真に受けたりしないから。
Never mind, that's just fucked up. Okay, but you know that makes her story more believable. I still really don't believe her. Like the whole she exists and all. I don't think she exists. But like this is a very believable story so far. Well, not very believable, but I mean, it can't. It can't happen. Like, but still, it's kind of fucked up. Like fucking around with mentally ill people. Kind of fucked up.
結局は悪い夢ってことで片付けられちゃうし。
Bruh. Her confession reminds me that the hospital was famous for its ghost stories. Could have imagined that there was actually a real girl impishly roaming these hallways.
じゃあ僕も最初はそのつもりで。
Yeah?
ごめんね。怒った。
While her pranks were hardly praiseworthy, I couldn't bring myself to scold her for the very thing that had brought us together. Understandable.
もうやらない方がいい。その代わり 夜は僕の話し相手になってくれないか。
Mm.
さやもその方が楽しい。
Based. Oh geez, is that what it looks like? Ugh. With extreme care, I was able to conceal my sensory disorder. It was glaringly obvious that the doctors had no way to cure me, and the fact that I had undergone a still experimental procedure made me even more cautious. As a medical student, it was easy for me to imagine how the doctors would react if they discovered that I was exhibiting such unusual side effects. I was not about to become a guinea pig, a mere specimen to be examined with clinical detachment. And so I hid my discomfort and loathing behind a mask of normalcy, convincing the doctors that any signs of stress were merely a result of hospitalization. Saya was my support. Looking forward to her nightly visits gave me the strength to endure my daily torture. Damn. Hope can make an enormous difference in a patient's progress. With the aid of my secret nurse, I recovered at a pace that left the doctor stunned. Alright. That's the end of this episode. Whew. This is just all intriguing. Like, now that I think about it, really nothing has happened other than exposition. I mean, yeah, no, this has all been exposition so far, really. So I'm excited. I cannot tell where this is going, and that excites me. It's my favorite type of thing. So, I will see you later. Bye-bye.